Is inner peace really possible? Yes, absolutely. But it's important to understand the easiest way to feeling inner peace before you ever get there. So stay with me because at the end of this, I am going to give you a powerful closed eye visualization that will help you get into a state of inner peace every single time you use it. So, the pace of our digital world often leaves us feeling out of control and frenetic, yet, most of us don't have the skills or the understanding to pull ourselves out of it, out of that chaos, long enough to truly achieve deep inner peace. Believe me, it took me years of study and practice to achieve it for myself. And still, I practice it daily because let's face it, life just keeps coming at us. It's not that we want to live like monks, but if we're going to manage our families each day and achieve our financial goals and stay fit and healthy, being good at tapping inner peace is a lifesaver and it changes everything for the better, I promise. So I've had clients in the past who were actually afraid to let themselves feel at peace because they thought by doing so, if they did too much meditation, they would lose their competitive edge. But the opposite is true. Don't mistake peace for a dull, passive life. When you understand how to regularly achieve the state of inner peace, you will not only begin to feel more in control of your life, but also more vitally aware, active, and alive. Once you achieve greater levels of inner peace, you'll feel a fullness in your life that was kind of missing before. Norman Vincent Peale said the life of inner peace, being harmonious without stress, is the easiest type of existence. The Oxford Dictionary defines peace as freedom from disturbance, tranquility. Just the sound of that is so good, right? Imagine now if you walked around with less disturbance in your thoughts. Imagine how much that frees your mind to be creative and productive. So, inner peace is really the opposite of being stressed and anxious. So often we become conditioned to living in a constant state of stress and anxiety. We get used to it and we allow it to become our norm. You might begin to mistake the condition of stress and anxiety with your very identity and say things like, I'm an anxious person, I'm a stressed person. But be very wary of claiming those conditions as your identity because when you do that, you simply reinforce those flawed ideas in your psyche. It's far better to remind yourself that stress and anxiety are more like rain that's falling on you, but that condition will change. And you can deliberately get yourself out of that rainstorm with the right awareness. Here are the things you'll achieve with more inner peace. Number one, inner peace means you'll experience a state of psychological or spiritual calm despite the potential presence of stressors. Two, inner peace means that you stop overthinking and overanalyzing every situation rather than letting it take its natural and best course. Being peaceful also brings a deliberate state of happiness and contentment to your daily life. Three, it also means not running from one thought to another, where your mind just keeps going in circles, but getting nowhere. And it means not ruminating on past incidents, constantly dwelling on hurts or what other people said or did. Inner peace means tranquility, poise, serenity, and quietness. So let's do that little visualization together that I mentioned before that will help you clear the debris from your mind that is keeping you from your inner peace. And remember, you can come back to this visualization anytime you want to declutter your psyche and emotions and free yourself from unnecessary stress and anxiety. So just take a deep breath in and just feel your breath throughout your body. And just imagine in your mind, close your eyes and imagine you're looking at the living room of your life in your mind. This is the very room you live in every day. And I want you to imagine scanning that room that represents your life and seeing all the debris that is scattered around that room of your thoughts. Each negative thought, every worry, every anxiety represents another piece of debris. And each piece of debris in the living room makes the room feel more cluttered and unbearable, as if there's no space for you to live or express, because every square inch is crammed with fears, worries, and endless thoughts, which lead to nowhere and feel unappealing and distressing. After living in this room for some time, you realize you've gotten used to it, no matter how uncomfortable and unpleasant it is. You might dislike it sometimes, but so far you've done nothing to clean or rearrange the room in your mind. Then you realize this room is a state in your mind. And because it's so filled with worries, fears, and endless thinking, there's no room for fresh new thoughts. All you've been doing is jumping from one thought to another, like a confused grasshopper who's lost its way. You take one last look at that messy room and decide, make the decision. This is the day I'm going to stop living like this. I'm going to clean this living room of my mind. Now imagine you take everything out of your room, emptying it completely. All the old thoughts, the old worries, the concerns, the tensions go straight into the dumpster, and the room is completely cleaned out. Now, when you look around the room, it seems spacious and clear without all the stuff in it. Now you even decide to scrub it down so all of this new space is sparkly clean, and then you carefully select a few essential things to put back into the room. You choose the wisdom and the lessons you've learned and carefully arrange them on a bookshelf for reference for when you need them. Now notice how you feel in your clean, organized living room. Notice how much freer you feel with all this space, clean and unencumbered. You can move freely and find everything easily. Everything is there when you need it at the perfect time. Your mind has a new level of calm clarity, and you realize you've been living in this limited and crammed environment, and now you don't need to any longer. Now there's more air and space, and you can move freely in this beautiful room of your mind. When you sit back, you realize as you live in this calm, clear space, you live in a new level of joy in your whole heart and mind and body. You're filled with happiness and inner peace. Now breathe in deeply again and come back to the present moment. I encourage you to do this visualization every day, always continuing to clear and clean your mind, emptying it of unnecessary thoughts, fears, and worry. And when you do this, you will save valuable time and energy. You can do it in a state of meditation and just relaxing and visualizing it. It's ideal to give yourself 15 minutes a day in quiet meditation and contemplation and prayer. But if your day is jam-packed, just commit to going in a room for 10 minutes by yourself or stepping outside for 5 or 10 minutes and just sitting calmly and doing this room clearing visualization. When you remove all the unnecessary, useless stuff from your mind, you become more alive. The meaningless negative thoughts disappear and you begin to see everything more clearly in a brand new way. It's like clearing this fog in your brain that was previously blocking and distorting your vision. Having that clear, clean, and organized mind is one of the most important steps you can take toward achieving inner peace. Practice it regularly. Give yourself that little gift, and it will give back to you not only true inner peace, but also a pathway to greater creativity and happiness.